welcome everybody to this afternoon's live Q&A coaching call. Wanted to just let you guys know I'm honored and very thankful to have you here for this special training session that we're going to be doing with my good friends over at Corporate Capital. Now, real quick before we get started, I just want to make sure you guys can see my screen and you guys could hear me loud and clear. So if you could just type into the box that you can see my screen and you guys could hear me, that would be great. Right now you should be seeing Corporate Capital and some of their information. Okay, Kim, thank you. All right, yep, it looks like Claude commented. Okay, good. All right, well, let's go ahead and get started. Now, guys, I brought Corporate Capital on today because they are a company I've been using since 2008. They have put together all of the entities that I use for my companies for real estate and everything else in between that you need to have in order to make sure from an asset protection standpoint and just from a business standpoint that you're operating at the best and highest level possible. They've helped me establish business credit. Right now we're putting together some private money sourcing, and in the past they've helped secure some lines of credit for me. So for those of you that are either listening to this live or watching this as a recording, they're going to be diving into full detail on how you can start doing some of that yourself. So I brought them on here because one of the main reasons people really need this in the beginning of their business is they need to start off thinking like a business. If you just, don't file any of this, you don't operate as an LLC, S Corp, C Corp, or whatever they recommend, you're just, you're not operating like a business should. And you should treat your business as a business. I don't care if it's a brand new business or a multi-million-dollar business. It needs to be structured the right way. And I have my good friends with me right now. Brent, are you with me?
Yes, I'm here, Jason.
Okay, good. I've got Brent here, and we also are going to be going over some great stuff here. Brent's going to kind of give you a little bit of detail about Corporate Capital and some of the things you guys should be doing as business owners, because Brent, I'm sure you would agree, the most important thing that you need in building anything, and the example I could give is if you build a house and that foundation isn't properly laid, and you start having really bad weather, such as rain, or maybe you're in an area that gets hurricanes, or you get really bad snow, and then once that starts to melt and seep in, your foundation starts to crack if it's not laid properly. Well, we're going to be mainly talking about how you can have the right foundation that won't crack, and that's what you need. That's why I brought Corporate Capital on, is because that's what they're in the business of doing, is making sure that you're laying your foundation properly, and that along the way you're building on that foundation to make sure that you're putting yourself in the best position possible as a business owner. So without further ado, I'm just going to kind of hold off here on the sidelines and let Brent take over and get things kicked off here.
Well, thank you very much, Jason. I do appreciate that. And yes, before you make your first dollar, in a perfect world, you would want to make sure you have your corporation set up and that you have that foundation laid. Before we begin, I just want to thank Jason for the opportunity. I know we have a special group that he works with, and it's my pleasure to speak with all of you today. Before I begin, I do again want to thank Jason. And to tell you a little bit more about me before we get into the company and what we do for our clients, I personally have over 10 years of experience in this industry. I'm the CEO and owner of Corporate Capital. I've consistently had over 30 sales professionals working under my direction. I've been in charge of companies in this industry where their peak sales were $12 million. I've been a public speaker in the corporate asset protection industry since 2006. I've helped thousands of entrepreneurs maintain, grow their portfolio. I've helped family members. I've had a very unique opportunity assisting business owners and assisting people also protecting their personal assets. We at Corporate Capital, we do more than just incorporate businesses. We also help people with some of their personal endeavors as well. My goal today, along with my colleague Dennis Nabak, is to educate each one of you on the importance of corporate structure. Jason touched on that a little bit. It's very, very important to make sure you utilize corporate structure. Make sure you utilize trusts that are available, living trusts, asset security trusts, spendthrift trusts, and ultimately how using other people's money will benefit you. Jason mentioned it. That's a day-to-day goal of ours, is to expand our network and resources for our clients and eventually have them obtain property and obtain investments through using other people's money. To tell you a little bit more about me, though, I've been working in this industry since December of 2005. I graduated from Brigham Young University that year and thought I'd follow along my dad's footsteps. He's been in the pharmaceutical industry for over 30 years. I thought that's what I wanted to do. I went through the interview process. I interviewed and was actually hired by a company called Merck. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of Merck. It's a mega million-dollar pharma company. I was ready, packed up to move to Beverly Hills, and something hit me like a ton of bricks. My sister was in the industry for about 2 years, had been talking to me and telling me the success of the industry and how it was one of the fastest growing industries in the country. And I took a look at it, and I actually turned down and forfeited the opportunity to move to Beverly Hills to work for a great company because I knew this was the industry that I was going to be a part of for time to come. I interviewed, as many of you probably have in your lives, and started off as an entry-level position with a company called Nevada State Corporate Network. I was a consultant there and worked my way up into management, sales manager, and eventually became the general manager, where I was lucky enough to do that for 7 years. After 7 years, the owners of that company retired, and I took the opportunity to set up my own company called Corporate Capital. We assist thousands and thousands of clients on a daily basis, and I'm very, very excited to share some of that success and that education with you today. Just to tell you a little bit more about my experience in the public speaking arena, in April of 2006, I put together our first trip, and we went and attended the Real Estate Wealth Expo in Los Angeles, California. I'm sure many of you have attended either an expo or a learning annex. Very privileged and excited to share with you that I had the opportunity to share a floor with Robert Kiyosaki. We also had the likes of Tony Robbins at these events, and we were some of the keynote speakers. I think that's important to share with you because I want you to realize and understand we know the industry. We know that there's so much more that goes into being a successful real estate investor or agent than just buying and selling homes. And that's what we do for our clients, is we educate them. The reason I started Corporate Capital and put the name Capital in it is because of the success, again, we had with finding our clients money. We do specialize, however, in setting up corporations and LLCs. Most people know that incorporating, we live in corporate America. There's so many advantages that you can take advantage of when you do incorporate. Now, we believe in paying taxes. We believe in make sure that you do the right thing. However, if you can write it off and it's a deduction and you don't pay taxes on it, we educate our clients on that. Whether you're an C Corp, an S Corp, or an LLC, our consultants, our team, we educate you, make sure that you are in the correct vehicle to make sure that your business is going to be a success. Now, we're a full-service asset protection company. Everything we do is under one roof. So the services that I'm going to share with you, keep in mind, if you use Corporate Capital like Jason has, our CPAs, our attorneys, they're all under one roof. So you're one phone call away of having a team that's backing you. Our bookkeepers here at Corporate Capital, once you incorporate, it's just like real estate. I said there's a lot more to just buying and flipping a home. Well, when you have a corporation, you have to operate and breathe like a corporation. So we have bookkeepers, certified bookkeepers, that do our clients' books, their chart of accounts, keep track of their monthly expenses, do their profit and loss statements to make sure that they're in the best position, again, to continue to build their portfolio. We have tax planning and preparation teams. We have CPAs, and we also have an enrolled agent on staff. There's only 100,000 enrolled agents across the country, and they have a very unique relationship with the IRS. We have clients that give us power of attorney, and if they have a dispute, if they have an audit, we work with our clients regardless of how in-depth that may be. Business credit and funding. Last year, we had the opportunity to go to the great city of New York, and we have a relationship that I am confident to say in this industry, we have the only relationship that has been this successful. Our clients every day are going to our lenders, and they're receiving funds strictly in the name of their business. There's no personal guarantee. Doesn't matter what their FICO score is. A lot of people have hit a dead end when it comes to advancing their portfolio and obtaining more real estate because their debt-to-income ratio is tapped out. Their FICO score, they filed personal bankruptcy. None of that matters with corporate capital. As long as you incorporate, and we're going to talk about that a lot today, the importance of incorporating and separating yourself from your business, but controlling it. Now when you're separate, you have a corporation that you've established, that company stands on its own. It's not Brent Carlson, it's not Jason, it's a company, ABC Incorporated, that is doing day-to-day functions, buying property, building up a credit score so it can stand on its own. And that's what we do. So regardless of your situation, I know some of you have lost many investments that you've obtained. I've lost investments. I'm here in Nevada with 2 homes. I've been on the good side, I've been on the bad side. However, my company is going to be the one that ultimately, if there is a challenge there, is at risk for that challenge, not me personally. And that's what we're excited to teach you a little bit more about today. Now, Nevada offers a very unique service. There's a couple other states in the union that offer this service, but it's a nominee service. And please, if you have any questions at the end of the webinar, please write them down and ask us, because we just want to make sure this group is educated on what you can and can't do. One thing that's very important to a lot of people, whether they're worth millions of dollars or they're starting up, is nominee service and being private. With social media today, Facebook, Twitter, we have no privacy whatsoever. If you file a corporation, you have to list president, treasurer, secretary, and director. If you file an LLC, you have to list a manager. Nevada offers what's called a nominee service. And as the CEO, what I do is I put my name on public record for the clients. So now when someone's doing an asset search and they want to see what you own, instead of going to the state's website and typing in your first and last name, they type in the company name if they know it. What comes up is not your name, not your spouse's name or family member. It's me, Brent Carlson, as the CEO. The reason we use me over and over is because now I'm listed on thousands of corporations, and it becomes a lot more expensive for someone that's trying to find out what you own. If they're actually happening to be suing you, it's going to make it to where it's more expensive for them to realize who actually owns the corporation. So the nominee service is very appealing to the real estate industry. A lot of people just want to remain private. You're not doing anything wrong. As a matter of fact, we won't work with clients if we don't know more about what they're trying to do with the nominee. However, we want to give them that privacy if they're looking for it. And I don't want to touch on it too much, but if you have a toxic ex-business partner, which many of us do, or maybe unfortunately a toxic ex-spouse, that's where the privacy really comes into play, because it keeps your name off public record. The virtual office service that you see there, that's a service that our clients use to put our physical address on the corporation. So on their website, it would have 2905 Lake East Drive, Suite 150. This gives them the tie to Nevada that they need, because Nevada statutes protect the clients. They protect the business owners. What the opposing party may do, again, if they're trying to take the property from you or trying to sue you, is they will try to treat this as an alter ego. So that's why all these services we offer our clients is we don't want the corporation to be set aside and now they're going after you personally. So we give that tie with the virtual office more of an in-depth relationship with the state of Nevada. We also work with a couple different banks where they open our clients' accounts over the phone, even though they're not physically present here in Nevada, and that gives them a little bit more of that tie to domicile them here in the state of Nevada. And I'm sure you'll have questions about that. Just feel free to ask. We do work internationally and absolutely in all 50 states. I can stand before you today and tell you we have a client in every single state in our union, as well as 13 additional countries. So we are nationwide, we're international, so regardless of where you live, you're able to take advantage of the corporate life and live the corporate lifestyle. We always recommend Nevada. Jason mentioned the Nevada corporation he has. It's important that you understand where you can incorporate and why. And Nevada just offers the most protection for business owners, and that's what everyone wants typically when they incorporate is the protection that it offers. We have a couple different strategies that we use. We work in every imaginable industry possible. Well strategies is a term that we use for our real estate clients. Most of our clients involved in real estate aren't one home flippers or one home investment. They have an entire portfolio. We have clients that have 1,500 plus LLCs, and those LLCs are holding individual properties. We have well strategies that we put together, and this is for someone that has an estate, someone that has more than just one property, has rare coins, has art, has different things and assets than just property. And that's what we call a well strategy, and I'd be more than happy to go over that. And I think those strategies are more appropriate for one-on-one type consultations or meetings. Because we want to understand exactly what you have and why you're doing it. And if you're going to, again, be flipping property, there's a certain way you want to be taxed. If you're going to be holding on to it, there's a certain corporation you want to set up. And that's part of the well strategies that I have before you today. One thing that's important, and I really want everyone to understand, is we do have attorneys and CPAs who work directly with our clients. One benefit of working with Corporate Capital is once you're a client, you have access to these departments. It's important because a lot of people think, I'm going to get incorporated today. I'm going to go see my attorney. Well, let it be known that our best affiliate for our company are attorneys and CPAs. They don't set up a lot of corporations. And if they do and they spend time on it, they're going to charge an arm and a leg to get that done for you. So we actually form a lot of corporations, LLCs, for the attorneys and CPAs across the country who work directly with us, and we set those things up. So if you feel more comfortable and want to make sure that your work is being backed by attorneys, we do have those here here at Corporate Capital. Okay, our experience with various industries has been, I think, the most important part of our business. Currently, we have a relationship with 10-4 magazine. A lot of you probably don't know what that magazine is. It's a trucker magazine that is offered to truck drivers across the country. The reason we're in that magazine is there is a ton of liability when a truck driver is on the road with a big rig and the exposure that they have. So we make sure our main focus here at Corporate Capital is protection and making sure that people don't lose what they've worked so hard to grow. And these are the different industries that we work with. Real estate, of course, the transportation industry, the truck drivers. We have a a lot of influence in the medical industry. We also work in the legal industry. Oil and gas has been it's really picking up a lot of steam, the oil and gas industry. And then just general business, whether you make signs, if you flip property, if you are an attorney, a CPA, we work with every type of industry. Now, most of you being in real estate, that may not be your primary, focus, and it might not occupy a ton of your time. Maybe some of those other industries fit you, and we'd love to talk to you about how we can help you there. We have in-depth real estate experience, and what we do with our real estate clients is we will sit down and go over your portfolio and make sure that you understand the options that are available. Sometimes people will take property and separate them in separate LLCs. Sometimes people will have property that, say, 2 or 3 homes are underwater, or there's no equity. Maybe they put those three into one LLC because there's not a lot of exposure, a lot of risk. But we go in depth with our clients to make sure that you understand what you can and cannot do. Again, we've been guest speakers and attendees of the Real Estate Worth Expo since 2006. Sorry about that. It's actually 2006. I think the most important thing on these presentations is to make sure that it's accurate. And I just want to make sure that that date is corrected there. I apologize.
No problem, Brad.
Thank you, Jason. We've experienced a boom market. We've seen clients lose everything. To give you a quick story, I had a client in Louisiana in 2006. First year I was in the industry. He had a multi-million-dollar construction company. He had property all across the country. This guy was worth a ton of money. He had an insurance policy. He had an umbrella policy. A lot of people think an umbrella policy is all I need and the insurance will pay my bills if they sue me. Well, to tell you, attorneys don't just go after the insurance policy. They go after everything. And unfortunately, in this circumstance, our client was driving his truck. His ladder fell off the back of the truck. It caused a pile up on the freeway. There were deaths involved. And to make a long story short, he lost everything. I could tell you in 2011, we heard back from him after 5 years, and he was slowly but surely building back up his wealth. Entrepreneurs have the mindset, regardless if they lose it all, if lose anything, they're going to replace it. Fortunately, he replaced it, but it took 5 years to get back on his feet. And he was one that we actually met at the Learning Annex in San Francisco, and that's why he had called us to share that story with us. He didn't incorporate, he didn't have his estate plan set up, and unfortunately lost everything. So whatever your situation may be, please just allow us the opportunity to sit down with you and perhaps help you protect what you guys have worked for so hard for. Again, our business it's very broad. It's not, we don't take a cookie cutter approach though. Even though we have a ton of different services and philosophies and industries, our clients, every single person, no one has the same structure here at Corporate Capital. Everyone has a little different tweak to it to make sure that it fits them. The most important thing I want people to take from this call is to incorporate, number one, protect yourself, but number two, realize that there is money out there available. In July, last month and a half ago, Dennis and I had the opportunity to speak in front of a Las Vegas real estate club where there were about 50 attendees. I was so surprised how many of them were so excited and how many of them came to our office and sat down with us and had no idea that corporations could buy and sell property, had no idea that there were other means available because their personal credit was shot. That's what we do. We help increase the opportunity to expand, to buy property. Allow your corporation or LLC, if you have one today, talk to Dennis about that. Find out how you can build the credit, build the PAYDEX score, make it to where you're actually a living, breathing operation so you can go and purchase some of that property. And I'm excited to get to know each and every one of you. I'm excited for the opportunity again to speak to you, and I hope the relationship is a long-lasting one. I hope to have some of the success stories that we've had from our clients. And again, at the end of this conversation, whether you contact someone locally, whether you talk to your spouse about it, whatever you do, just do something. Whether it's with Corporate Capital or an online company or an attorney, all I want to make sure that I do on this call, what I promised Jason, was the education so you guys can make a decision, and a decision that you feel comfortable about to make sure that you guys move forward and protect what you have. And again, I just really look forward to the relationship. I look forward to getting to know each and every one of you. Again, my name is Brent Carlson. If you want to write down my extension, at the end you'll have all of our contact information, but my personal extension is 1209. And as a CEO and owner, I don't want our clients to feel that they're just working with one individual. If you have feedback for me, if you have a question for me, if there's something that I can address for you, feel free to reach out to me at any time. I'd love to speak to you guys. At this time, I'm going to turn the time over to Dennis Nabak. Dennis is someone that I personally recruited and had targeted for a couple years to join my company. 11 years ago, he got a job with the largest company in the state of Nevada. They are still one of the largest companies, very, very successful. However, they lost an asset when Dennis came to our company. He is a certified asset protections planner, so he's CAP certified, meaning he can tell you exactly what you can and cannot do with your estate. He's been trained on the matter. He knows exactly, and he has the knowledge that you guys need, again, to make an educated decision for you and your families. He is one that will take the time and spend with you. Some consultants and some business owners only get 10, 15 minutes of people's time. I've seen Dennis stay on the phone for an hour, hour and a half, 2-hour in-house meetings to make sure the clients understand what they're doing. And if they have questions, he's always there. Yeah, not only is he a colleague, but he's also a friend. And I think you guys will be very, very happy with the opportunity to meet Mr. Dennis Naback. And Dennis, I'll turn it over to you.
Thanks, Brent. And thank all of you today for being on the webinar, allowing us to share with you a little bit how we might be able to help. My name again is Dennis Naback. I'd like to share a little bit about myself. I was born and raised in Waukesha, Wisconsin. So for those of you that need to call me a cheesehead, I'm proud to say that I am. I moved to Nevada in 1999 and started helping a ton of real estate investors like yourselves in 2004. So I've been through the good times back then. I've been through the bad, and now obviously we're seeing the market turn around as I knew it would. I'm sure most of you did as well. In 2007, I did become a certified asset protection planner. So for those of you that need more advanced planning, I'm happy to sit down with you and talk about what you have now and how I might be able to help. Someone that I've known and respected for more than 10 years once told me the difference in between success and failure is often the people that you choose to surround yourselves with. Then he also followed up and told me that he didn't consider himself a smart person. However, he chooses to surround himself with smart people. So the point is, keep doing what you guys do, go out, invest in real estate, but put together a team that's there to be able to help you when you need it. So if we go on to the next slide, I'm going to talk about the advantages of Nevada and the benefits of Nevada. So I am very familiar with all 50 states. However, I'm an expert as far as the state of Nevada. There are some very unique laws in Nevada that were passed back in the early 80s that protect corporate shareholders and members of LLCs better than any other state in the country. Literally, in Nevada, if a corporation or an LLC is sued, it is impossible to pierce the corporate veil unless proven that you've committed fraud. So again, Nevada has great asset protection. I know that Brent did mention earlier, for those of you that are looking for privacy and anonymity, we offer our nominee service where we provide you with an officer or a manager on your LLC to provide you again with complete privacy and anonymity, but without losing any kind of control or any kind of ownership. Nevada also has a very unique irrevocable trust. It's called a Nevada Asset Security Trust. Now, it is unique in that it does exactly what it says. Assets that are in the trust are completely protected from creditors. The asset either needs to be located in Nevada, or you have to have a trustee or a trust protector in Nevada, which we offer those services as well. Nevada also is the only state in the country that offers what's called the Charging Order of Protection for corporations, which gives, again, the shareholders a whole heck of a lot more protection than any other state in the country. Also, as far as most of you, if you are investing in real estate and you are structured, most of you probably have an LLC, which I'll help you in determining whether that should be a single member LLC or a multi-member LLC. There are some benefits either way, depending on what you're doing. A lot of you, I'm sure, holding on to rental properties. A lot of you are flipping properties. A lot of you are probably doing both. Those are two different types of taxes, which I'm going to get into in just a moment here. But anyway, we'll also determine, again, for you, which direction to go as far as the LLC. But as I mentioned earlier, the state of Nevada has the strongest corporate veil by far out of all 50 states in the country. There are a couple states that have followed suit with the Nevada statutes. However, there's nowhere near the amount of case law in those states. Nevada also has no state income tax. Now, I'm going to talk with you guys more one-on-one when you guys call in about whether that's going to benefit you or not. There are ways that it definitely can. However, if you are investing in real estate in states, you're going to have to pay taxes where you're conducting that business. But again, call me. I'll share with you how you might be able to benefit from Nevada's tax laws. So, one of the main reasons you need an LLC or a corporation is to separate yourself from the business and protect your personal assets. But in addition, LLCs and corporations offer huge tax benefits. Like I mentioned earlier, some of you are flipping properties, some of you are holding on to rentals, some of you are doing both. Rental income is passive income, which needs to be run through an LLC. Where on the flip side, flipping is active income, which needs to be run through an S corporation or an LLC taxed like an S corporation to maximize your tax benefits. So many of you that are doing both are going to need two different entities, maybe an LLC and an S corporation, but again, I can help you figure that out going forward. The other bullet points on this page are other ways that we can help depending on what your wants and needs are. First one, we can help find financing for those who've been told by the bank that they're not going to finance more than 3 properties in an individual's name. Again, Brent mentioned we can build credit on an entity, an LLC or a corporation. We can get it to a point to where it has an A+ credit score, or a PAYDEX score is what it's called. And we have lenders out there that will deal with you specifically in the real estate market. One of our strategies also is putting a property into a special LLC and selling that special LLC to avoid recording a deed, which will keep the sale private. I'm sure that, again, that would be important to many of you. Again, some of the wealthiest people utilize that strategy to keep their information off of public record. Depending on what state you guys live in, again, to do that special LLC and sell it in the special LLC, it may or may not avoid transfer tax, again, depending on your jurisdiction. Following up with that, CPAs, accounting team, we've got in-house to help maximize your profits, whether it be, again, passive income, active income, or if you're selling your personal residence. There are, again, ways that we can help in all different areas. We have had clients with more than 3,500 LLCs all the way down to, again, people that are just getting into the market, just starting out. We're happy to help regardless of if you're just starting or you've been in the real estate market for years and years. So moving forward, we at Corporate Capital are a full-service business consulting firm, and we offer a number of different services all under one roof. For those of you, again, that are looking for privacy and anonymity without losing any kind of control or any kind of ownership, we have that solution for you. Also, we provide estate planning with both revocable living trusts as well as more advanced irrevocable trusts. I'm sure that we're all very aware of that we've lost one of the funniest comedians on the earth, Robin Williams. I want you guys to write this down. If you have a piece of paper and a pen, you can do whatever kind of internet search you would like, but it was titled Robin Williams Estate Plan Spares His Heirs a Lot of Drama. I'm not sure whether you guys are aware or not of what a living trust or a revocable living trust is. What it does for you, it's much like a will. It says exactly what you want to happen to all of your assets in the event of your demise. But not only that, there are specific things in a living trust that are not in a will. For example, your medical directive, an advanced medical directive, where you put into this, again, revocable living trust exactly what you want to have happen to your assets, but not only that, what you want to have happen. Do you want to be on life support? Do you want to not be on life support? Those are important decisions that you should be making for yourself rather than having your family to decide for you. We also, again, have our Nevada Asset Security Trust, which is the only trust that offers statutory protection from an ex-spouse. Now, again, that asset security trust is something specific to Nevada, where I'll help you in determining whether that's something that is for you or not. It does exactly what I mentioned. It protects your personal assets. However, there is a period. The assets need to be transferred into this trust and need to be in that trust for a minimum of 2 years before they are protected from creditors. I have other ways that I can help protect your assets as well. We also, again, have in-house CPAs to maximize your tax benefit, as well as you'll have me as your corporate coach. I'm also, again, a certified asset protection planner. For those of you that need more advanced structuring, I'm happy to schedule an appointment. I'm also going to give you my extension. So, again, my first name is Dennis. My last name is Nabak. It's spelled N like Nancy, A-B-A-K. You can see our phone number, which again is 855-371-0070. And my direct extension is 1332. So those of you that would like to call, so I could schedule an appointment for you, go over everything that you have going on directly. And again, I'm more than happy to help. So at this time, I'm going to turn it back over to Brent to wrap it up for you guys.
Thank you, Dennis. I really appreciate that, and I do encourage each one of you to do what you seek best for you and your family. And that article was very touching. I read the article, was very surprised, as many of you probably were, with the passing of Robin Williams. But it goes into detail about what he did and why he did it. And I believe work hard, play hard, enjoy your life. But at the same time, unfortunately, when it comes to an end, just make sure that you do with your estate and your money what you want. Instead of 30-40% of his estate going to attorneys and judges and things of that nature, it's being passed along to his family. At this time, I do want to remind everyone my extension as well was 1209. I would love to be involved and answer any questions that I can to help educate you guys. Again, Dennis's extension 1332. And at this time, we're more than happy to answer some questions. And if you have questions that you feel are more personal and you would rather have asked individually, you can always contact Dennis or I for that. But at this time, Jason, I'd be more than happy to answer questions that any of the members may have.
Sure. Let me go ahead and see what we have. Let's go ahead.
Well, while you're looking, one question that I see is asking about Nevada again, and if I live in Ohio, can I incorporate in Nevada? And I will tell you this: most business owners actually incorporate in Nevada. What they do is they set up Nevada Corporation. I mentioned earlier the virtual office. or corporate presence service that we have. Our clients will use our address. And then what we do is we foreign file that corporation or LLC in the state that you do business in. Dennis touched on it briefly. If you, especially states that are aggressively go after the residences and their businesses, like such as California, if you have a Nevada corporation, you'll foreign file that company to do business. Basically, the state of Nevada prints a document that says ABC Incorporated is a Nevada company. It's protected by Nevada statutes. However, it is doing business in the state of California. So then that certificate of good standing allows you to be recognized and allows you to do business in your home state. But you are free to choose any state you wish to incorporate in. And again, if you feel your home state is the best, we'll educate you and try to tell you why and the pros and cons. And ultimately, that's your decision. But you are free to choose any state you wish to incorporate in.
Very good. Very good. Brent, it looks like we had a question come in from Kim, and she was asking, and this could be either for you or Dennis. She asked, is it better to have an LLC or S Corp for real estate business? What's pro and con to these types of entities?
Dennis, I think that was a great for you.
Yeah. It really, again, depends on what you're doing. I mentioned earlier that rental income, if somebody pays you rent, you put it in your bank account. At the end of the year, that is passive income. Okay, now passive income is not subject to self-employment tax, which is your Social Security and Medicare. So doing rentals through an LLC and having it flow through is great. However, if you're also flipping properties is active income, which is subject to self-employment tax. So it's extremely important, if you guys take anything from this call, that when you flip properties, you have to be doing it either through an S corporation or an LLC taxed like an S corporation. Otherwise, you're paying too much in taxes, is the bottom line. So again, if you have questions, or maybe you're doing both, maybe you're holding on to rentals and you're also flipping and you're doing it through the same entity. Again, if you're doing that, you're losing out as far as taxes are concerned. So I'd be more than happy to talk with you again if you'd like to call.
Sure. No, great answer there, Dennis. A question also came in. This one is for me. How do I use a cap rate to figure out what to sell a property for? Is it only for multifamily, or cap rate be used for single family? Yes. Well, Kim, whenever you're using any type of a cap rate, it involves, if there's some sort of a net operating income. So for example, let's say there's a property that's bringing in $60,000 per year, and the value of that property is $500,000 per year. You divide $60,000 into $500,000, and that gives you a 12% cap rate. Okay, so let's say you're considering, purchasing a fourplex with an asking price of $350,000. You could change the formula around to find out what this property should sell for at, let's just say, a prevailing cap rate of 12%. Now, the seller shows a financial statement to you that indicates the net operating income of the property maybe being $42,000. So what we would do is we would do $42,000 divided by 0.12, which is that 12% cap, and that equals $350,000. That's how you determine a cap rate. Now, say for instance, we just, let's do it again at, say, like a lower cap rate, or actually, let's say at 14%. If we wanted to get the value or the property ask price down, say we wanted to purchase at 14% cap, we would take that $42,000, the net operating income, and then divide that by 14%. That would give us $300,000. Okay. Last example, if we wanted to do it at a lower cap rate, let's say 10%, we would do $42,000 divided by 0.10, and that would give us $420,000. Okay, so the cap rate is always going to be used off of the net operating income. So I don't care if it's a big multi-family deal or a single family deal. You can always determine the cap rate if it's turnkey. So if it's rented or not rented, you're going to be able to determine that. So if it's obviously not rented, it's going to be very tough to determine that. So yeah, you would want to determine that. If it's a brand new property and you're wanting to go off of pro forma, just make sure that you're going off of information that's obviously valid. Okay. But Brent and Dennis, do you guys see any other questions?
I would like to address the one about because we mentioned the credit about bankruptcy. If I have filed bankruptcy, can I still build business credit? If I may, I will tell you the unique opportunity, I guess, when you have a corporation or an LLC is it is separate from you. And when our clients get funding, it is in the name of the business. If there is a bankruptcy, as long as it's outside of a year, then the funding for the company is not an issue with the lenders and the private money that we have access to. So again, it doesn't have to be within 7 years like some other states and lenders are, as long as it's outside of a year. But even if it was within a year, you still are able to build the credit and work with the vendors to bring up the PAYDEX score. And then once that year passes, it's a lot easier for us to put you in a position to get funding. But yeah, a lot of people feel and have been told if you file bankruptcy, there's no chance of credit. And I just want to make sure everyone knows that that's not the case with our program and when you incorporate.
Okay, great.
And that's the only other question I see at this time. Dennis, did you see anything else on there, or did anything else, Jason, from the members?
Hold on one second. I think something just came in. Kim said she's going to give you a call, Dennis, on the S Corp. So I think she has additional questions that she'd like to take offline. So she'll follow up with you on that. But yeah, guys, I highly recommend giving Corporate Capital a call. Like you said, not too long ago, Brent, if you want to do this, file it yourself and all that good jazz, you can. It's something I don't recommend, but by all means, take the information that you learned off of what Dennis and Brent just shared and do with it as you will. This may be the best option for you. I'm not saying it is the best option for you because I don't know what the best option is for everybody. Everybody differs. So this may be the best option for you. So Corporate Capital, again, give Dennis a call, 855-371-0070. And Dennis, what was your extension again, buddy?
It's 1332.
1332. Okay, so yeah, definitely give them an opportunity to see if this may be a fit for you. Again, it's helped me build up business credit. It's helped me build up business lines of credit. And we're also establishing ways for me to use some of their funding as well. So this is a great opportunity for you to utilize one of my personal resources. And I normally don't share all my personal resources, but since you guys are involved in our direct deal formula, this is pretty much the only way somebody will find out what resources I use for personal things like this. Well, I think, Brent, were you going to say something?
No, that's no. I just appreciate the time and appreciate the members and look forward to speaking to each one of you. And again, Dennis is probably the one to reach out to first. But again, if you want to call me directly, I support it either way.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, guys, for taking time out of your schedules to come on and speak to our folks. Thanks again for all of our members that took time to come on live, ask some questions, and go from there. If you do have additional questions, you could obviously let me know at directdealformula@gmail.com, or you could reach out to Dennis and get some of those personal questions taken care of. But this, if you're watching this as a recording, again, you guys could still reach out to us either way. So I look forward to hearing from you. Hope all is well and you're making some traction with getting some deals done here very, very soon. So I will talk to you soon. Thanks again, Dennis and Brent. You guys have a great day. Everybody else, have a great day as well. Take care.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too.
Thank you.
Bye.